traditional Indian wedding, the Kanyadan ritual serves as a central pillar of the ceremony. It centers on a specific physical act. The father of the bride places his daughter's hand over the hand of the groom. Within the Sanskrit tradition, this is designated as Mahadan. Translated literally, it means the great donation. In modern practice, however, the spiritual layer of this act has largely faded. The ritual has stabilized into a physical and legal exchange, where the bride is viewed as a person being transferred from one household to another. While the imagery remains a point of cultural pride, the modern execution operates as a literal business transaction, prioritizing the physical movement of the bride over the philosophy that originally defined the ceremony. This transaction carries a heavy financial weight. The bride is framed as a goddess who brings a transfer of wealth and social status to the groom's entire family, making the marriage an engine for material gain. This focus on material outcome is what the texts call Maya, or illusion. It creates a matrix where families become preoccupied with the external business of the wedding while ignoring the internal state of the couple. This discrepancy suggests a significant historical disconnect. We have to consider the possibility that the physical act of giving away a person is actually a literalized misinterpretation of an ancient symbolic code. Society continues to repeat a physical transaction that the original authors likely intended as a manual for something happening entirely within the individual. The Kanyadan Code is an ancient framework for achieving a state of divine union. It provides a specific method for aligning two specific forces within the self. These forces are Riddhi and Siddhi. Riddhi represents your material possessions and worldly security. Siddhi is the resulting spiritual elevation. Material wealth fuels spiritual consciousness. They form a functional loop, where neither exists in isolation. This symmetry is mirrored in the union of the goddess Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu. Their relationship is a mythological blueprint for this two-in-one success, where material abundance and spiritual height are perfectly synchronized. The ancient texts used the concept of marriage as a system for internal development. It requires the material and the spiritual to work in tandem for the individual to function at their highest capacity. This system was eventually inverted. Over generations, the creators of the social rules lost touch with the spiritual meaning of the texts, focusing exclusively on the literal, physical world. This inversion broke the equation. Modern society eliminated Siddhi, the spiritual component, entirely. We are left with an unbalanced pursuit of Riddhi, or material accumulation, which has no spiritual outlet. This lost balance is documented in the iconography of Lord Ganesha, the governor of the root chakra. His traditional wives are Riddhi and Simbi, signifying that the base of our energy must be supported by both worldly and spiritual faculties. Even the name Kanya underwent a simplification. While it now refers to a physical bride, its roots are in the zodiac sign of Virgo, which originally represented a specific internal state of purity and readiness for union. By stripping away the spiritual half of the equation, the path to enlightenment became a literal business deal. This decoupling creates ancestral karma, the cycle of repeating physical traditions without understanding their energetic purpose. When we examine the source texts, the priority shifts from the external social contract toward a specific internal process. The primary objective is not the joining of two people, but the joining of two forces within one person. This is the inner marriage. It is the moment an individual merges their physical existence with their spiritual awareness. The wedding ceremonies performed in the physical world are echoes of this requirement. They are external codes designed to illustrate an internal state we are meant to achieve through self-work. If we mistake the external ritual for the final goal, we remain trapped in the illusion. We continue to follow social rules without ever accessing the power of the actual system. The true Mahadan is the conscious surrender to this internal balance. It allows us to move past empty rituals and build a life that is defined by our own spiritual elevation.